Using the autocorrects in AHLTA can be a real time saver, and when used comprehensively, very extensively, I think that they can rival the use of Dragon or AZURtype or other programs that are designed to really improve your efficiency in the medical record. Now, a lot of people really like the idea of autocorrects, but they're afraid to build them up because they're worried about data loss. If you have to move to a new computer or your PCS, the autocorrects don't come with you. They stay on the computer, and so that can be a real concern because you can invest a lot of time into building a good system and then not gain from it in the long run. So we're going to talk about that. I'm going to show you exactly how to take those files with you so that that is no longer a concern. All right, so what are AHLTA autocorrects? We're going to take a look at AHLTA here. What we've got is a test patient opened up, so we're not looking at any actual HIPAA data or anything like that. So we're in the A&P window, and we're just going to open up a text box. Now, we can do autocorrects from an SO text box or an AP text box. You cannot do it from an add note. So just be aware of that. It needs to be SO or AP. And once you've got the text box there, we'll take a look at some of these. So sometimes autocorrects are for spelling, sometimes they're for medical terminology. A lot of these are already built in. So let's just take a look at some examples. So spelling. Let's say that I'm going to type the word as, but I transposed the letters. So, I misspelled it. I'm going to hit space and AHLTA fixes it for me. Let's say again, I'm going to type almost, but I transpose. It fixes it for me. These are already built in. Maybe you're just one of those library people. AHLTA's going to fix that for you. It's going to change it to library. And then others are for medical terminology. So QD changes to daily, IU changes to international unit. These are already built in, but we can take advantage of this and we can build our own. So let's say that you are a technician and you find yourself typing the same thing all the time, right? So we're going to right click anywhere in the text box, click on autocorrect options, and then we're going to choose what we want to type regularly down here. And so we might say patient denies radiation, paresthesias, swelling, or instability. And I'm going to use my cue for that is going to be no rad, for no radiation. So I'm going to hit replace, OK. Now let's try it out. No rad, space, boom. Every time you type that, that's what's going to come up. And you've just saved yourself a bunch of keystrokes. You could do it also with larger parts of a note or smaller parts of a note. Let's try making no known drug allergies. We all know what that stands for, but let's spell it out here. Place. Let's try it out. There it is. Cool. All right. So here's some that I've got loaded. Maybe these are larger pieces of a note. Let's say as a provider, a patient comes in and I'm doing an exam on their hand or their wrist. I'm going to do the same exam all the way through. It's an orthopedic exam. I'm going to be consistent. So hand, wrist, all one word, no space. For me, that means that I'm going to get this as a note. And so then I just need to put in, if it was the left or what it was, or, maybe part of the test was positive. And so I'm going to make those changes, but a couple keystrokes and I got that exam. Some things, every time you see it, or almost every time you see it, it's a very, very consistent presentation. The treatment is very consistent. And so you can have an entire note written. Here's Quer veins tendinitis, all with a few keystrokes. I've got my copy forward review, brief history, focus review of systems, my exam with the positive specialty test, diagnosis, and my plan. Another thing you can use it for is for kind of like an auto sig. Maybe you're going to dispense a medication and there's a long signature to the medication. Say I have a woman who meets an indication for an OCP taper. I can type that, and now I can just copy this, and when I go into the medication tab, I can just paste it in there for the medication that I want to choose to use. So you can build these. You can make these very easily. Remember, it's just right click, autocorrect options. You're going to put your little Q here under replace, the width, box is going to be the bulk of your note. You hit add or replace, you hit OK, and there it is. So a couple things to note. These files are on the computer. They are not built into the AHLTA account. They are built into the AHLTA files on the computer. So that means that if you go to a new computer, you need to move your autocorrects with you. If you PCS, you need to move them with you. If Systems has to reinstall AHLTA and you have a brand new AHLTA there, then you need to reload your autocorrects into there as well. So it's important that you know where that's at, and that's what I want to show you next. All right, so I'm going to open up a file window, and we are going to go right through the files here. So first is C drive, then program files, and you want to choose the one with the x86, AHLTA, data, RT data, and autocorrect is right there. So this is an ACT file. You can open it up and you can view it. It's kind of hard to view. It's not very user-friendly. The best thing to do is to make all of your edits in AHLTA by using those free text boxes like I showed you. And then I would say every month or every few months, you want to just find this file. Remember, C drive, program files 86, AHLTA, data, RT data. You may want to pause the video here and just write down that path or take a screenshot of it or something. What I do is in the Word document where I keep my autocorrect references, I have a Word document where I have the queue written out, and then I have the entire replacement written out as well. And at the very top of that Word document, I have this path written down so that I'll always remember where it's at. I recommend, backing this up to another file somewhere, maybe emailing it to yourself every couple of months. That way you just always have it. And if you go to a new computer, you can just move it with you. And all you're going to do is open up this subfolder, and you're going to drag in that autocorrect file that you've saved. I'm not going to change the name or anything. It's just, it's yours. And you're going to drop it into here. The computer's going to ask if you want to replace the one that's already in there. You're going to say yes. And then the next time you restart AHLTA, you've got your autocorrects. And then you'll be able to use those. So a couple things to note. Again, AHLTA is on the computer itself. So if you're sharing the computer with somebody else, any AHLTA autocorrect changes that you make will also be there when they go into AHLTA, even if they're using a different login. And so you need to either have an agreed set of autocorrects or just have, one person designated as, they're going to be the ones using the autocorrects. Whatever it is, just understand that the autocorrects follow the computer, not the AHLTA account. All right, and that pretty much sums it up. There's a lot of potential here. Go ahead and use it, and just understand you don't have to be worried about the data loss. You're probably typing these things out already. Most people have a Word document or an Excel file somewhere where they're doing a lot of copy and paste. You're already typing it out. Just take a couple extra seconds, save it as an autocorrect, and then you will save yourself a lot of time in the future. I hope this is helpful. All right.